All right, this is a contender for the craziest, most fun picket line, potentially of all time. Those strippers are in Star Garden, which is in North Hollywood in Los Angeles. They're trying to unionize their dance club. The Star Garden strippers have been on strike for some time now, and we have covered their story on the show several months ago. But things are getting fun, it looks. They're unionizing for better wages and safety protections. Let's watch some more.
I was fired for bringing up a safety concern about a customer. I saw red flags and I was concerned that things were accelerating in an alarming way that could lead to obsession. I saw red flags of like possessiveness.
When I brought up my concerns to the manager on duty that night, he mocked me to my face, telling me that I was going to be murdered by that customer and how I was going to be murdered by him.
It's a little bit more complicated in California with the passage of AB 5, which classifies strippers as employees instead of independent contractors. Because the strip club model was not built to support an employee relationship with the owners, a lot of clubs in California as a whole have made some really shady adjustments. Like, okay, well, we'll give you minimum wage, but we're going to take 50% of your lap dances now. Or we'll give you minimum wage, but you have to pay a flat rate of $200 now to come in and work. So they're essentially compensating themselves for having to pay you minimum wage, and dancers actually end up making less money.
All right, so it's hot labor summer. The strippers are making some good points there, especially when you think about the dynamics. It's more than just wages. When she talks about weird possessiveness, it just brings in a whole host of different issues. And so they have a lot of fun, but it's really serious. We had the founder of Strippers United, Antonia Crane, say, with the wrecking ball in labor over the past 25 years and the collective eviscerating loss over the pandemic that has happened, bringing joy and fun and performance to this picket line has just been life-giving. So that slip and slide was hot labor summer themed. The strippers have used different outfits and different themes when they picket, which adds some fun to their struggle. Some themes were under the sea. We can see some folks dressed as mermaids there. That's a fun one. They also did, a Halloween night. We have some Harry Potters going on, skeletons in the middle of summer. We've got also, this is a fun one, the pirates. They're having a great time. Yeah. They really are doing a good job making the struggle fun. Let's talk about this.
Okay, so a couple of things here. Strikes can be fun, and I think that they're supposed to be fun. So back in the day, the NFL players did a strike. This was a long time ago, and all the owners, of course, were against the strike, except one, Art Rooney of the Steelers, my favorite team. And Art Rooney would bring beer to the picket line for his players. And so they drink beer all day together in the picket line. And at night, they'd go and play poker together. So that's an owner after my own heart. Steelers, one of the most progressive teams in sports history. But there's no reason.
Brian Flores as well.
Yeah, that's true. Another good example. And Ricky does TYT Sports for us. You'll see a lot of those stories there. And so I love this. This is to draw attention to it. Use the media for your cause. You've got a righteous cause, and have fun with it. God bless. I think it's fantastic. And we're all sick of like Democrats who are like such sticklers for decorum, like, oh, I do declare everything has to be boring. No, it doesn't. Look at Fetterman kicking Dr. Oz's ass.
Good point.
Right? And he's now up by huge numbers. I told you he would be. And when they were tied, I said, no way, Fetterman's gonna win by 10 at least, okay? Because he's mauling this guy. We're having fun with it, right? Beto the other day says mother effer to a guy. Everybody goes nuts. And so go get him, go get him. This is exactly the right way to do it. And I like that the story that featured this actually gave a quote of Anna. They said, as Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks points out from the last time we did this story, they don't see themselves as helpless victims, they see themselves as fighters.
I like that.
Right, such an Anna quote, and it's very fitting for this.
Yes, very much so. What Democrat was that an impression of, if I may ask you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all of them, right? So
all of them.
Yeah, with the exception of like a couple, and who are almost all progressives.
Because it felt like more McConnell-ish, honestly. with like the lower lip.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, no, that's Steny Hoyer, Dick Durbin, always talking like, oh, okay, we're very intellectual.
Right.
You know, Mark Warner, Tim Kaine, I can go on and on.
Right, clearly. Okay, so a few points. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. This is in North Hollywood, so it's not too far from us. Not to bring the mood down, but a few bad examples of what happened inside of Star Garden. A worker was slapped by a customer. A worker inappropriately was touched by a customer. A worker complained to management of a patron taking video of them, which is illegal. And then that worker was fired. So nothing good. What I will say is seeing the labor movement continue to not spiral, but how would you put this? Continue to grow in the current stage that we are in is fantastic. Seeing them take a picture with Chris Smalls, who led the Amazon labor movement, is so cool. Now, one thing that I found to be interesting was there is one Medieval Times in the state of California. They're trying to unionize right now. And they were talking about how, this feels weird to say, but the Queen, right, of Medieval Times had to help out with lighting, wardrobe, cleanup. That is not Queen activities. The Queen does not do lighting and wardrobe in Medieval Times.
I don't know if it's a popular argument. They're pushing the Queen too much. They're making the Queen work too hard.
All right, fair point, fair point. But it's cool to see them unionize. I have not seen the Medieval Times since I was like 6. So I think going baked to that show would be great. But maybe I'm alone on that one. Back to you, Cenk.
No, I'm done. Go get them. And like I said, I love it. I hope they succeed. That particular organization, that strip joint, does not look too healthy. I mean, they've had a number of issues. The minute these women complain about the most legitimate things like their own safety, they're firing them left and right. They also had health code violations. So by the way, if there was a smart strip joint, they would hire those women right away and get massive and great publicity. I'm not saying anything except for the obvious thing I just said.
Yeah, I was a bartender for many years, and before I was a bartender, I was a shot girl. And if you're not familiar with what that is, you wear like a very tight outfit that's mandatory. I was, I think, 17 or 18 when I started, and you sell shots to drunk people off of a tray, right? You can imagine the kind of onslaught of terrible things that happen. And it really didn't seem like there would ever be a time where I could do anything about it. I was like, this is what I have to do to get through college. This is the best way to make fast money, and I need a lot of money to get through college. This is just what you've got to do to make it in America. That was my thought, right? And so it's so cool to see these folks standing up, because really, we can change that if workers stand up together and withhold their labor and make real demands. There's a lot of power in that. So that's really cool to see. And if you would like to support them, you can donate to the Strippers Action Fund. It's also linked in a pinned tweet on my Twitter if you just want to click a link and go ahead and donate.
By the way, all the links are always in the description box if you're watching this later on YouTube or Facebook.
Thank you, yes. And if you live in LA, you can go pick it with the strippers.
That's kind of badass.
That is badass.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.